Teimer jarðar vel teiven til heim og stjörnor hilt vindrin spatit jord hunger hon där skall dränkor regnon strömnor ej sist Vorjar kallir vilt er vär på se tunnor med krona
Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Penn State stream of the first CSL match of the season with Penn State Blue versus North Carolina on one of the University of North Carolina on one of their branch campuses. That name seems to have escaped me. Chapel Hill. Alrighty. We are about to dive into the draft shortly. And I am your host, Maddie B, along with Runkalicious. Runkalicious, what are we looking at here today?
Well, we're not even in the bands yet, so it's a little hard. But the teams are quite honestly, if you look at their OP.GGs, they are spaced out in ranks. Penn State outranks them quite a bit, but I think anyone who plays ranked will know that that doesn't always mean anything. So I think for Penn State, hoping we just kind of. I don't think they want these games to go late because the later these lanes go, the more you're coin flipping and they really just want these to be done quick, not even risk things.
Sure. Definitely Penn State favored, but when my optimistic self is on the caster desk, Penn State is always favored. Heavily.
Sure enough,
Alrighty. We have,
we are
in the
on Blue
top
Bay.
lane, Bane of Hades. And we are actually switching over to the draft as we speak. So on red side is Penn State for the first game. It is a best of 3 series, and we're going to see a Viego ban come out from Chapel Hill.
Yeah,
Viego,
that's just about as standard as it comes right now. Viego is especially can build pretty much anything, go anti-tank, and tank himself. It's really hard to beat a Viego pick as a first pick. That being said, I'm surprised Blue Side's banning it. I think that could be a pretty strong B1 pick.
that is a good point, and
Quickly
we are
matched by
seeing a
Kane and Vex.
Kane and Vex ban from the blue side. Alrighty, very meta champs. We're going to see lots of jungle bans this game, both teams with very powerful junglers. And
I
it
like
might
that.
seem that Penn State is just targeting their jungler right now.
8 goes out.
Caitlyn goes out. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Jinx in one of the
There's
first
the
couple
Senna.
picks for either team here.
Yeah, as far as ADCs go, Jinx is probably your top priority here. She's fairly safe to be one. There
And
it is.
there it is. With the Caitlyn ban, there's the Jinx logged in. And what will Penn State's response be? I know that pretty frequently the Jhin is played, but it also can come down to just comfort here.
Yeah, I think
Jinx.
Jinx is not, especially with the Kate out, is not super counterable right now. We could just see the jungle picked, honestly, just because of how many junglers are off the board. They might give prio to that. Ooh.
And we're going to see the Aphelios pick. Another strong lane. I feel like we're just watching a LCS game right here.
Yeah, this is a fairly straightforward. The Jarvan.
Jarvan locked in.
He is
Very
felt.
standard.
I've just played with one today. He feels very strong right now.
Oh, absolutely. Well, currently he's the best performing jungler in the game. But Chapel Hill is going to come out with another strong laner, meta laner themselves.
Yeah, and I think
Covering
the
Victor right now.
theme here is the scaling there. As I said, Penn State doesn't want these games to go late. Jinx, Victor, two extremely hard scaling champs for the late game.
Absolutely. They also have the 2,000 million billion years man himself as well. So fair bit of scaling on Penn State's parts and
And here's some early
playmaking
game.
potential. And then there's the Jin Zhao. I like pairing the Jin Zhao with the Jinx and Victor. He can hover lanes, he can kind of dictate how the jungle goes, follow around Jarvan because Jin Zhao is more powerful.
Yeah, he can also keep Aphelios out of those fights with his ult, but keep Aphelios from crescendoing during the entire fight.
Sure thing. Looks like Penn State's just going to double down on this scaling with an Ornn pick.
And immediately the Camille ban helped that Ornn out a bit.
Absolutely. They do not want to give the easiest blindside pick. We're going to see the Thresh ban from Chapel Hill. Probably the best support with Aphelios.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Has been for a long time, too.
Yeah, really a lot of times used to see in the pro play R1, R2 Aphelios Thresh if they weren't banned, that was where people were going.
Ah, also a staple of Ruck, I see. Targeted ban.
See
Ruck
if
should
Penn
feel
State
honored,
gonna
and
Penn State gets the Gwen in.
slides in that Gwen ban. I do like that. I do like that ban against the Ornn. That just feels so bad to play into. Playing a tank into Gwen.
Yeah, it's that ult can shred you.
Absolutely.
Even
Now,
without the scaling.
do we expect to see another support ban?
I would think so. I think you want to. Aphelios is obviously right now is just being enabled by Ornn and Jarvan, but Zoe, that was my other thought with the Victor.
Right. They did not want to see that Zoe, her slipperiness, her playmaking potential out on the Rift. So now it is back to red side for their pick. I would expect to see a mid lane pick here.
Oh, that's...
They're hovering the Azir. The Azir is locked in.
That is another good Victor counter. Not as strong overall, but definitely works into the Victor.
For those of you tuning in, get ready for a 60-minute long match.
Exactly.
With Victor, Jinx, Aphelios, Ornn, and Azir so far on the Rift. Back to blue side. They're going to have to pick their support and top lane. I expect them to pick their top lane right now.
And
Or actually,
doubt,
they have to pick both, right?
they have to get. We'll get B4 Syndra. So this could be the Victor top actually, or that even Syndra support could even be a realistic possibility here.
Absolutely, I would expect the. I mean, I've seen Syndra top in plenty of my
Yeah, I
gold
think
elo games as well.
This could be 100% a flex pick here. Interesting, the support pick here. Personally, I would really like a Braum here. I think would be very good with the Jinx. But we're gonna get
a Lulu, man.
the classic.
That is going to make the Xin Zhao very scary when he goes in. Good defense too. I like the Lulu pick.
Really helps with the Jarvan as well. Jarvan's gonna RN and just gonna get W'd.
Oh, and Seraphine, a great counter engaged champion to pick up on top of this scaling team comp when Chapel Hill just has so much engage. I love the Seraphine pick.
Alright, so we're getting scaling all lane.
Alrighty. Let's get set. We're getting ready to dive into the next part of the stream, the game. We will see you guys very soon. Alrighty, and we are back in the second draft phase, just recapping what we did online. Runk, what do you like from the draft for Penn State, and what are you a little bit more nervous about?
Well, they kind of went completely against what I was saying with avoiding these games going long, and they did go a lot of hard scaling. Obviously, Ornn's going to love getting past level 13, getting that passive. I would say the bot lane is going to be the most interesting area to me. Seraphine has not been super meta right now. She is very strong still. Her W is still amazingly powerful. I'm interested to see if we're just going to handshake lanes here, farm to 15-20 minutes, and then get some team fights, or if we're going to actually try to have some early game fights with these champs. Obviously, Xin Zhao gives huge value pre-6 there.
Absolutely. Xin Zhao should be able to dictate the jungle early on. However, I really like the Seraphine pick with the Jarvan, with the engage kind of centered team comp that I think Xin Zhao just brings to any team. Um, Comboing the Jarvan and Seraphine ults late game will be very satisfying to watch, and kind of neutralizing that perhaps Lulu ulted Xin Zhao diving into your team would definitely be an asset for Penn State.
Yeah, it could save the Jinx flash. That would be the other thing I'm interested in here is our summoner spells from bot lane. We could see, it would honestly not surprise me to see the cleanse out of Jinx, considering the Seraphine with the empowered E as well as the Aphelios root. Especially if we're just going to handshake here and we're not going to fight, heal is not going to have too much value.
Absolutely. I do like that pretty heavy AP on the top side, at least in the early game. So Ornn is going to have to probably build some AP, but at the end of the day, that Jinx is just going to be dealing so much damage. You're going to want that armor anyway. I feel like Jinx is one of those ADCs that just requires that you really get that AD damage reduction, regardless of who else on the team is dealing damage. So
And it looks like it is going to be my first thought. The Victor will go top.
Is another big thing, Victor. Should have a pretty safe lane against Ornn, but we will see. We will see. Diving in soon to the match. We'll see you guys in just a second. Alrighty, and just like my future, this screen is dark, but we are still chugging away. Welcome to the actual game, friends. Here we are, and we're gonna see what we can do about this spectator mode.
I
Duh.
believe I believe this is, for some reason, we have fog
Oh,
of war everywhere. There we go.
alrighty. And Runk and I were just talking. Runk, what do you think of these summoner spells coming into the game?
Well, so we got the heal on Jinx, which I'm no competitive player. I personally would have gone with the cleanse. I do not think you're really going to be able to fight much with Ophelia Seraphine. They don't have to step up into you. As far as the 4 TPs go, I'll see you guys in 30 minutes.
Alrighty, it'll just be me from now on, doing the play-by-play, doing a standard 5-point for both teams. Going to be a lot of handshaking in this match, is my future vision has proclaimed to me. A lot of handshaking.
In fact, we might handshake in River right now.
Zen Warden going back for that Oracle Lens. Nothing too interesting going on so far.
No, I'm just
I
peeking
do
at the
like that Azir.
summoners.
Let's talk about the stuff that matters here. I like that Azir skin. That Azir skin,
It
very nice.
it is nice. Azir does have a lot of really nice skins, and I honestly think we can kind of thank Faker for playing him so much for us getting so many great Azir skins.
Sure, we'll give him credit for that. I think a lot. If there's any action in the early game, I think it's going to be around the bot side, because whatever bot side gets ahead in the early game should just be able to keep that train rolling. So both junglers, uh, probably thinking this as well, are going to start top.
Yep, it's going to be a path bot. Might get a good 3v3 bot here. Seraphine obviously can be punished pretty early, really long cooldowns. I believe that W base cooldown is something like 20 seconds.
Just simple trading going on here in the bot lane. Looks like Chapel Hill is going to get that level 2 first.
Yeah, and we're already seeing how impressive Seraphine can be early on with that empowered E.
Right. Just not a lot of follow-up for the Ophelia so far in his levels. I don't think he doesn't actually get an ability until level 2, correct?
I believe so. He just gets his gun switch. Interestingly, both ADCs did go longsword 3 potions. A little bit of sustain there.
Let's take a look at the CS leads. 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the match. Very even. Story of the game.
Did get Lulu Relic Shield as well. Smart into the Seraphine. Like I said, you're pretty much not going to be able to touch her.
Right, just playing a defensive bot lane here.
You have Xin Zhao did skip his Raptors, went right on the buff, so he might get the first one to bot.
Yeah, that Scuttle Crab is spawning soon. Aphelios and Seraphine have the push, though. They timed it right.
Yep,
Over
Lulu
Seraphine.
Dotus is the ward, and we have a pause!
Great. They're just giving it even more time for scaling. What I was going to say right before we got this pause was Syndra is roaming into the bot lane, so even though, or into the river rather, even though Seraphine and the Aphelios have the push in mid lane is favored to Chapel Hill.
Yeah,
so.
and she's moving down probably to contest that scuttle.
Absolutely. So it seems like the Xin Zhao disconnected.
That is unfortunate.
Absolutely is. Oh, here we go. We are back in.
Luckily not too bad of a delay.
And that is okay. I'm just going to get this spectator link set up here.
Now we did notice, we did get the vision ping from blue side, so they know that bot side is warded there. So Syndra most likely is just going to come down, zone off the Jarvan, and head back mid.
Very likely Xin Zhao. Now roaming into the bot river here.
We got to see the vision pings once again there, thanks to our gap in time.
Jin Zhao actually is going to get on that Scuttle Crab first. Jarvan just electing to finish his Gromp. That's the power that skipping the Raptors has granted for Jin Zhao. He's going to clear out that vision after the Scuttle. And Jarvan's going to hover. He's not going to go to his top side yet. Try and get that top Scuttle. Big trade in the top side though, Victor.
Jarvan's looking for the lane gank. I do not know if they're pushed up enough. Obviously, we don't know the vision. That's why he's hovering back behind the bush. They need to push that lane up just a little bit more for him to sneak into the bush.
Ornn keeping the pressure on, securing that top side priority for that still remaining Scuttle, though Jarvan is nowhere near. Lots of trading going on. Victor going to use those biscuits, or those health pots rather.
Seems Spectator is not happy with the teleports either, as it is blacked out all the teleports.
Yep, that definitely is beginning of the season client.
Yeah, I would guess
Jarvan's
that's
still hovering around. Jarvan is going to get rooted.
Oh, Jarvan with the flag, the double flash.
Double flash, both burned, but can they escape? And first blood goes over to Penn State. It could be a triple. Aphelios flashes forward. He's going to take them all out.
Wow.
There it is. Alrighty, so that is why the Jarvan was waiting down there for so long. Jin Zhao didn't expect it. Great flashes from the Chapel Hill bot lane, but Aphelios flashing forward to match, just dealing massive waves of pure damage after the summoner spell is burned, and that is going to feel really bad for Chapel Hill.
Yeah, I'll have to... Hard to tell in real time there. I'm not going to say Cleanse would have helped, but Cleanse might have helped.
Well, they didn't get CC'd by the Jarvan. They did by the Seraphine, but the flash forward, definitely Sigma energy.
Obviously important, all three of those went on to the Aphelios. He's also up 11 CS, so 2 waves there.
Yeah, big crash into the turret there for Penn State.
And that's going to really hamper down the Jin Zhao. He's pretty much going to lose that early game advantage he normally has.
And anything but the 1v1, I would agree. He is leading by a little farm. Still keeping up the trades. Victor knocked low. He doesn't have a biscuit. He does still have a remaining health pot, and he's going to want to stay in this lane, but he's going to need some help from Jin Zhao to come push out this wave if Victor wants to get it back here.
Do have Glacial Ornn as well.
Glacial Ornn really playing for those team fights, just disrupt everything.
Yeah, that damage reduction with Glacial now, when you get the CC, is really going to help that Victor doesn't just harass him constantly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Still no backs coming in for the Azir in the mid lane. He actually is backing right now. We're going to see what he picks up here.
And we are paused.
We are another pause. Azir just wanted some more time in the shop. This time it's the Jinx disconnecting.
Must have some issues in North Carolina with our internet speeds.
Just those branch campus routers, you know? Crickets. I'll be here all week.
I'm sorry. I'll get a soundboard out with some laughs for you.
Perfect. That's the only way. That's the only way I'll ever earn them. Alrighty. This might mess with the spectator mode a little bit here.
We just want to make sure Dom gets some good practice in on spectator. They will resume in 0.
While we are currently paused, let's check the Twitch comments. Let's go PS Blue, PSU Blue. Lots of support.
Here we go.
And we are live again. Alrighty, Syndra is running down from the mid lane. She's going, she flashes forward, ults, but doesn't get the stun.
Guardian, huge damage reduction.
But Jinx is going to get the shutdown. 4 players in the bot lane for Chapel Hill.
Well, that's clearly what the pause was for, was to organize that gank.
Absolutely, that's pretty suspicious if you ask me.
Now Jarvan is there to grab that wave, so they won't lose much of that, but obviously that shutdown goes on to the Jinx.
Sure, and I believe Penn State bot lane still has the advantage here, but the momentum is swinging in Chapel Hill's favor as they're going to pick up this first Hex take. Hex Tech Drake.
We're gonna hex take the drag.
Thank you. I don't know if Azir was able to claim a plate on that mid lane room. He was not.
Not
He
able
was not,
to,
but he
no.
does have a small CS lead.
Looks like Victor is back to full health. Orin is somehow outpoking the Victor.
It will not always be like that.
Ooh,
Oh, and here's the
big
Glacial
knockup.
Augment. Big trade for the Ornn. He's just gonna walk out though. Get a escape from that stun there.
That damage reduction is insane. Obviously, Orin very tanky, but big damage reduction there by the Glacial.
Sure thing. Ornn is enjoying his free farm top lane right now. He's gonna secure some vision in Chapel Hill's jungle with that Oracle lens.
He's got
Jarvan
the
is
control
gonna start
ward.
up the Herald up here, looking to swing some gold back in Penn State's favor. They do have about a 1k gold lead right now, but taking this Herald should balloon that a little bit.
Yeah, and obviously we have the two controlled wards down in blue side jungle with the push in mid lane and top. There's top kingdom going on right now. As far as Prio goes, he's losing in CS, but
Oh, and Jarvan's going in on the Syndra. He uses the ult. Azir with the follow-up.
Syndra does not have flash.
Nowhere to run. She did burn flash in the bot lane, securing that ult and stun on the Aphelios. And looks like Jarvan's just going to drop this right now, get some damage, and Zhao wants to resist.
now we
Azir
did get
throws
the
up his
bot lane.
soldiers.
Bot lane did come up for that, so Jinx did get a little time to make up the CS.
58 health on that Herald. It does, unfortunately, get the charge off for Chapel Hill, but that gold is just going to go over to the Jarvan there.
Orin going back in? Yes. That is a pretty insane trade for an Orin.
Let's take a look at the gold here. Most of that gold lead, I believe, would be on the Aphelios, and I would be correct. He is just short of a 800 gold on the Jinx.
Yeah, he's sitting on 1100 right now.
That is a big buyout that he's going to be looking for soon. They're pretty even on gold that has been spent at the moment. Azir also with a little small gold lead, followed next closely by the Ornn. Even smaller gold lead, about nothing.
Oh, the Ornn's actually behind by
yeah, the
100.
Ornn is actually behind.
Yeah, I think he's going to be pretty happy though to go even here.
Ornn just playing that supportive role for his team. Ornn duty, as they call it.
The Aphelios does back now. And he's got Gale Force already.
That Gale Force is huge for the Aphelios. Not a very mobile character, and he doesn't have that thresh that he usually would have to mitigate some of the lack of movement speed he has with flays and hooks and such to keep away the enemy bot lane. Jarvan poking around mid lane.
Yeah, we've got the Seraphine roaming up as well.
Jin Zhao close behind though, hovering. We see the question mark pings come out.
Yep,
know
Seraphine
it.
is spotted.
They
They also now know that he's alone in bot lane, so Jinx is going
hold
to
on
push
here,
ahead.
Aphelios taking a trade. He just escapes those traps from the Jinx and is able to walk out. And now the Seraphine is back there to cover.
Jinx should have Mythic here.
And she does. I expected the Kraken Slayer to come out. Gotta have a lot of that AD damage. Just melt down this Ornn, who I would expect to be building some AP. We see a Chem Tank come out for the Ornn. That's not usually something that I've seen a lot. But
Yeah,
I can't say I'm surprised.
Chemtank has come back into the meta a little bit recently.
Oh, big trade in the mid lane. Azir wants to poke with his soldiers, but Syndra sends him back to his half
Got
of the
pings
lane
going
with a
down the
stun.
river. We might be gearing up for a fight here. Lulu hovering around Dragon.
Dragon, very contested. Jarvan pokes out, gets a land on the Syndra.
Oh, Syndra out of
It
position.
just get flashed though. Oh, there's the follow-up that I was
Beautiful.
talking about with the Seraphine. They're looking on diving the Xinjiao. Aphelios ults, or doesn't ult, gets the damage, but he does claim the kill. Horn getting melted in the top lane, but he does not care. He is one beefy boy. More plates claimed by Penn State in the mid lane, and now they're gonna roam down to Dragon. Big
That Seraphine
kills.
ult was great. It can be hard with Seraphine ult sometimes because it extends based on champions hit, but it does not show you if it is going to hit the champions when you're aiming it.
Very big for Penn State. Jinx trying over for the W steal. That's happened to me more times than I'd like to admit, but she doesn't get it.
He had Rocket there, so she could have tried the ult.
Yes, she could have, but don't think she wanted to use it just for a second. Drake there. Big in stopping the momentum and ensures this game goes a little bit longer, with Soul still being the common win condition.
And I've got about a 3,000 gold lead here.
Yeah, that gold lead on Aphelios has ballooned up to 1,000. You love to see it on your ADC.
Yeah, that's pretty significant for Seraphine as well.
We're seeing about a 700 gold in the mid lane, about just under 3K for the whole team. Very comfortable lead for Penn State right now.
Yeah, Victor is the only one ahead.
Oh, and Xinjiao is found out by the Jarvan. He's going to go for the full combo. The Flag and Drag knocks him up, and Penn State is there to reinforce. Big overstep from Chapel Hill's jungle. Jarvan is going to get all those Raptors as well.
I don't quite understand that. He knew that the bot and support were on the mid lane there. I'm not sure why he thought he could clear those before someone rotated.
It's that meta jungler mentality. You're on a meta jungler, you want to take.
You got your Xinjiao, you just got to invade. The Azir does have ult here.
Azir's been able to trade very effectively into the 1v2 down here onto that Jinx. Ornn is satisfied, however, just to keep chilling in the top lane. Bane of Hades doing his job immaculately well.
The Victor has the Shattered Crown now, which is going to make the damage reduction for him even more insane than what Glacial can do, so Ornn's probably not going to win those trades anymore.
Big trade in the bot lane though. Azir looking to do some tower damage. Jinx is all alone and about 1/3 health.
He has Flash ult. He could try a shuffle, but he's going to back off.
He's going to back off. No need to make a play. Penn State securing their second Herald of the game. Not as influential as the first one, but still can be used to swing the momentum even more in their favor. With that Xinjiao kill, the gold lead is now even higher. Hold on. We see a Victor ult to steal that blue buff away.
Probably not a great decision.
Well, in reality, he doesn't have a lot of lethal kill potential on the Ornn. He needs to snag that blue buff for himself. Might as well use it for a positive gain, rather than just let it sit on cooldowns. But he knows that Jarvan's here with the Herald and Seraphine. He's going to have to back off this tower. And Penn State going to claim their second tower of the game.
Important thing to note now that we are at past the 14-minute mark, we do have unleashed teleports now. Syndra the only one with it up right now. I know that can be hard to tell because of the issues.
Of course, almost 4,700 gold lead in Penn State's favor. Oh, Azir's going to go for the shuffle. Shuffles the Syndra down. She's going to get the stun. The tower doesn't quite finish her off. Needed one more shot. Lots of damage, though, on that Syndra. She pops her corrupting and walks out. Ballsy move, going for the Syndra. Around 3 Chapel Hill players, the Xinjiao and the Lulu included. But because the Syndra is low, and Azir had the wave, they don't feel like diving him.
And he doesn't blow flash on that too, so really, you can see his ult's almost half up already. Didn't really have to give much to do that.
Seraphine gonna spot out this control ward here. And Jinx and Xinjiao for Chapel Hill both resetting, looking to spend some of that gold. Getting ever so close to the 5k gold lead here for Penn State. 5k gold, kind of that magic number when I'm watching LEC or LCS. Very rarely is 5k gold when you're playing in the pro leagues surmountable.
Yeah, that's when you get to the point. Now they did get that one hex or the one drag, so they have delayed Soul at least by another 5 minutes.
Sure, so they're gonna really have to focus on getting their carries, Jinx ahead in those late game team fights. So if you're Chapel Hill, what's your next plan of action? Are you aggressively looking for ganks? Are you trying to kill this Azir? Apparently not soon, because Azir just took Penn State's third tower.
Yeah.
Game.
I think I'm guessing they're just going to give this, and considering the Xin Zhao's top, they're just going to try to get this objective bounty. Obviously, another new system this season. That's probably about 300 gold plus the tower gold. Ornn is going to try to contest.
You see the positive trade in gold 4. Oh, he's going in with the ult. He has Aphelios behind him.
Doesn't get the Victor.
He's going to hit the Victor. Aphelios lands the ult. There's a stun on the Ornn, but can Xin Zhao get out? He lands W in on Aphelios, and he's going in, but Seraphine's here for the heals and the W. Mr. Lazy on the Aphelios is going to claim his second on the Xin Zhao.
Yes, unfortunately,
Or third,
you did get,
actually, third kill
you
on
get the
Xin Zhao.
objective bounty there, but by giving up that Drake no contest as well as the gold from jungler, you pretty much didn't get anything.
Great communication from Penn State on the Ornn ulting, locking the Victor there, baiting the Aphelios in to stay a little bit longer, not knowing that their support and ADC were actually very, very close by. Now Jarvan is going to pop that Herald, and that's going to knock down a side lane tower. That's worth a lot of gold.
And we got the Moonstone from Seraphine, so they're just going to be able to push, 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 and heal all that damage up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Drake's still a while away from spawning, but I really can't imagine Chapel Hill trying to contest that third Drake where the game is right now. They're going to just have to wait for the last one.
Yeah, the only way you even consider that is if you were to get a lucky pick onto Aphelios.
Alrighty, we are just reaching 20 minutes into the game. That Baron is going to be spawning.
Depending on the guns Aphelios has, as well as the ammo, they could consider just rushing a Baron.
They could. He does have the red gun up right now. I believe that's the one.
Generally want
red,
Crescendum.
White,
yes, white would be Crescendum. I believe red is Severum.
I'm just the play-by-play caster. Knowing the names of the guns is your job. I'll just stick with red, white.
Took me a year to learn them.
Worth it. Lots of question mark pings coming out from top side.
Yep.
They're going to claim this blue buff for himself again. Doesn't have
He is not going to ult it, no. You do have all 4 TPs up right now.
All 4 teleports up. Not a lot of overextension. Very, very good side lane play by the Azir down here. He's never really exposed himself. Actually almost killed the Syndra, and he's been constantly either 1v2'd or has been able to sniff out when Xin Zhao is in the bot lane looking for him.
Yeah, he's done an excellent job keeping the pressure on bot, so Syndra has to stay down there while not giving up a position where he could get jumped on.
I agree. There is no longer any Baron vision. They do for Chapel Hill. They do have that ward in the Pixel Brush.
The order is given.
Here now is just going to shove this out.
Azir must know that there's more top side. He's actually just going to back here. Let's take a look at these items here. Jarvan now has the Sterix Gauge completed along with that Gore Drinker. That is a big power spike for him, good survivability. And Aphelios going with the Bloodthirster second.
That's a pretty Pretty aggressive buy there, but when you're this far ahead, you can afford to do that. You did get the Shadow Flame coming out on the Azir.
That Shadow Flame Crown combo is the bread and butter. That's why Victor is very strong right now. He combos very well with those items. And just kind of controlling the team fight. Gives him good defense, but that balance of damage is very, very fun when you're playing
Would
Victor.
be interested to see here if our lovely spectator can see how much gold the first strike has gotten to Victor. Ooh, Seraphine almost hit that.
Alrighty, we have some mid lane pressure coming in.
We do have the TP coming down from Ornn.
Jarvan just gonna face check that brush. He is not afraid of anything. He says, my three are better suited for this fight than your three. They're just gonna start up the dragon.
Yeah, between the Azir, Aphelios isn't even hitting it, but he's got Crescendum right now, which is your
We have the 5v5. Here comes the Jinx ult. It is too late. Jarvan is gonna smite that away. And we just have the observer play from blue side. They don't really engage. They bring 5 members to try for 1 steal. But instead, they just find themselves watching red team take the dragon. They're actually walking up towards Baron now. Now they decide
I would guess we'd get a reset here.
They're hovering again. Lulu trying
Lulu's
to ward.
aggressively far up there.
They decide they don't want anything to do with that. Lulu is going to recall. Azir's pushing in bot side, clearing out some vision.
Azir did get the first Ornn upgrade.
And we see
Gonna let him
pings.
split pushing better.
We see pings on the Baron from Chapel Hill, but Penn State is just satisfied to force them to check that themselves, not start it themselves. Alrighty, and here's that gold leads.
10k gold on the Aphelios.
10k gold to 9k gold.
Almost 11
almost a 2k gold lead actually for the Azir. Or
That's
for the
close to
Aphelios,
3.
excuse me. We do see some big shutdown gold on the Azir. 350 and 150 for the Azir as well. So even if Chapel Hill does get a good fight and can snag those shutdowns, they got a while to go to surmount this 6k gold lead that Penn State has built up.
I will say I'm impressed that Jinx has managed to keep up with the Aphelios and farm.
Now the Victor does have about just over a 1k gold lead on the Ornn, but I do not think that is as big of a deal to the Ornn as the Aphelios'
No,
gold
that's
lead.
why I was interested in the first strike. Is if that gold, about 500 of it is probably from first strike at this point.
Oh, and my lovely friend Dom has made me aware of the massive gold lead in the jungle. 106 for Jarvan, 0-4 for the Xin Zhao. That is 2,800 gold, I believe. That just feels bad.
Yeah, put that into an easier perspective, that's pretty much a full item.
That is a lot of survivability for that Jarvan. Victor gonna get the 3rd blue buff in a row, steals it away from that Ornn.
Didn't have to ult either.
It's about the little victories in life.
Yeah, it's about
We see
improving every
victories
step of
going
the
in
way.
the bot lane. Penn State securing deep vision into this bottom side jungle. And Xin Zhao is top, they know this, so they're probably going to steal away this red as well.
I'm not a huge fan of the Jinx going rapid fire second item. And it appears she's going to go into the Lord Dominic's Regard, which is the correct choice. Honestly, I would have considered going that before I went rapid fire.
The Penn State, with them securing deep vision in the bottom side jungle, are just going to say, we don't even need Baron. We have a Azir and Seraphine and a Jarvan just to hang around. We're going to siege down your towers.
Yeah,
so
there's
they pick up another tower of the game.
no reason to coin flip when you don't need to.
Absolutely. question mark things coming in for Penn State. Around the top side jungle, lots of missing, but I suspect they should discover where those missing members are as they wander, as Chapel Hill wanders into their own bot side jungle, finding out a lot of this vision. Next Drake should be spawning soon. Penn State is going to want to get these lanes pushed in the next 60 seconds or so and fall back and set up for Drake.
As a support main myself, I would feel bad to not point out the mid lane vision gap there.
40 for the Azir and 25 for the Syndra.
That's
It's a pretty big gap.
pretty big gap there.
Alright, just some trading back and forth in the mid lane. Jin Zhao knows they're all in that bush. Azir has his turrets though, so they're going to put their pressure even farther forward as they take all this vision out of the bot side river. It is very, very dark for Chapel Hill.
Yeah, the Jarvan isn't half health. Wow.
Look at all of that damage from Mr. Lazy.
I would pause after that too.
Let's... That came out of nowhere. Jin Zhao just did not respect the Aphelios. He was just hovering around there for so long. And eventually, I guess they just found the window to take him out. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's the power of crescendum there.
And we slip into our next pause.
I believe the jungler disconnected again, or it was the Jinx this time.
The Jinx. Well, while we have the game paused here, let's take a look at the items. Not only is the Gale Force upgraded, but Aphelios has that magic third item, the IE, the Infinity Edge. He is going to be dealing nuclear amounts of damage to whoever is in front of him.
The Jinx did finish the LDR.
And the rapid fire cannon. Hopefully Jinx can be saved. And we're diving right back in. Victor's going to have to flash out. He was in topside river trying to get... he almost got sniped by the Ornn ult there. Penn State is going to divide their forces. Jarvan on the dragon, going to take it. A little bit of a spectator delay because of the pause.
Onward.
Alrighty. Well, we're a little bit back in time. This is just a replay. Let's take another look at this Aphelios Azir kill. He sets down the turret, takes out half his health, uses the crescendum. Oh, that is just disgusting.
Yeah, he gets the Calibrum tower down.
Poor Jin Zhao is not having fun this game.
Oh no, this is one of those games you just forget about.
50 CS down.
Zero kill participation.
Penn State dividing their forces. Azir and Jarvan going for drag, while Ornn, Aphelios, and Seraphine are doing super fast damage to this Baron.
that was not even
Chapel
great
Hill
guns.
even knows what's happening.
No, the Victor is.
They should snipe it out now. Big damage from the Azir.
Ooh.
The rocket doesn't find him. Jinx flashes forward. Oh, but gets Lulu ulted. Penn State's coming back down from top river. Jarvan flag and drags out. And if Aphelios and Ornn are going to be able to take this Baron, that was a very scrappy mid lane fight. No one dies. Good flashes. Big damage from the Jinx too. Onto that Azir, but the Mega Death Rocket just doesn't have damage.
Ornn just ticked up to 16 here. So he is ready to go. Did go the Moonstone for the next upgrade.
Well, I have to say, if Chapel Hill was going to be able to make the play, it was while two members of Penn State were on Baron and they got exposed in the mid lane. But that was a very, very good stopwatch from the Jarvan, giving Seraphine time to come in, kind of dissuade Chapel Hill from pushing up a little bit farther. Yeah,
that was an excellent little diversion there. Whether they knew or not that the Baron was happening, they couldn't get there with that much pressure mid, and obviously not losing anybody is huge.
Yeah, very good for Penn State. So they're just going to play this seemingly real slow. Oh, they might go 4-1 here. Aphelios wandering into the mid lane. They have that cannon minion to protect. Syndra steps up. She can grab this cannon minion, but I don't think she's going to be able to get that close. Aphelios just takes out a third of Jin Zhao's health with one of those flamethrower guns.
Yeah, just takes a little peek at him and he's just dead.
And now they're gonna have to back off this turn.
Aphelios hits the ult.
Big Ornn ult. And that's 3 points, the field goal right between Jinx and the Jin Zhao. Jin Zhao does burn ult. He's gonna have to go back to base. Syndra's trying to clear this wave. He just doesn't have damage. Victor's going to try and help her out, but now Penn State has 2 cannon minions on this tower, and it is falling soon. Azir pushing in the bot lane. Now along with Jarvan, they're going to get this tower. Jin Zhao goes in for a bit of fun, but the electrocute proc takes Jin Zhao almost down to 10% health, and they're going to get this inhibitor free.
There might be a little bit of frustration coming out from the Jin Zhao going in there. The tower was going down whether he went in or not. He really didn't have a kill angle there.
Penn State just decides, you know what, why don't we take all 3 inhibitors?
Big thing to point out, look at all these waves getting here at the same time, too.
Yeah, very good control from Penn State. They can just take these towers without even auto-attacking them. Alright, Ornn going up to the bottom lane. There's a big flash in from Jarvan before Drinkers.
Huge Sarah.
Big Seraphine ult. The Azir shuffle, oh, and the game's already over. That Nexus Crystal fell down fast to the Aphelios. With the massive waves, and that is going to be a Game 1 victory for Penn State Blue over UNC Chapel Hill. Alrighty. So let's check these graphs. Victor just wailing on the Ornn in lane phase was not actually able to be that effective, and Azir actually topped the damage graphs that game, wheeling and dealing during those split lane pushes, followed closely by Azir. And that is a 31-minute victory. I must say, with all these scaling champs, I thought the game might go a little bit longer.
Yeah, that was about as quick as you could have expected that game to go.
Yeah, after that Jin Zhao failed invade, that just felt like the death knell. Penn State just never really let up their grip on the game once they got it. So very good team play from Penn State. Hope to see it in Game 2. We'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Welcome back to Game 2 of University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and Penn State Blue. My co-host has just made me aware that North Carolina, Chapel Hill is in fact their main campus, much the same as Penn State University Park. I didn't know that, and frankly, I didn't feel like I needed to know that because Penn State just blew them off the map in Game 1. So we're going to be looking at hopefully a similar type of Game 2.
Yep.
Let's get into the bands.
Matching the bands exactly from last game.
Caden and Hecarim taken off the board. This time, Lee Sin and Caitlyn. I don't understand the red side Caitlyn ban if blue side wants to play Jinx, but they apparently don't. So Penn State is just going to ban the Jinx themselves. They do not want to play that Jinx.
It would be interesting to see what we're thinking here. Important to note, Penn State did switch out junglers here.
Penn State did switch out junglers, and you see the Aphelios ban.
Oh yes, Senna first pick.
Senna first pick after the Respect Aphelios ban. That's got to feel good as an ADC when they switch their bans because you stomped them in the first game.
When you're getting them to ban a 47% win rate ADC, you know you're doing something right.
So Senna did just get that massive buff. Her slow is now incredible and lasts an eternity. So she is getting nerfed next patch, but that hasn't come quite quite yet. We're gonna see a Jhin pick up. Oh, it's still a hover actually.
No, it was locked in.
Oh, it was locked in, right? It was locked in. So we're gonna see the Jhin into Senna. Now this is what I expect to be an ADC Senna, not a support Senna. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of. Really, I don't like ADC Senna, but it would depend on what your support's comfortability with auto attacking champs are. Senna support. For those who do not know, Senna gets more souls dropped from minions she does not kill, which is why we had things going on last year like it's going to be fasting Senna.
Oh.
I was just going to say like fasting Senna. So
it looks like it will be a fasting Senna bot lane then, with the Tom Kench picked up to support.
So you get the best of both worlds there. You get your ADC playing on the auto attack champ as well as having the more soul drops from the Kench farming.
Now, if I'm red side here, I'm not really thinking about this pick. I'm thinking about bans. I ban Yasuo instantly here.
Yeah, that would.
I do not want to see the Tom Kench W, the Diana ult.
Diana ult, yep. Now the Jarvan was picked here, which I'm interested to see if that was to keep it away from Penn State more. Ooh, that is the good answer in the Senna support. I do not know how well that will go with the Tom Kench being the support.
Well, it goes well with the Jhin. The Bard
yes,
Jhin
that
is
definitely
a
goes well.
very common combination. But it seems like Penn State, I would say, has the healing, or rather the scaling advantage right now. And we're going to go into, and absolutely the healing. And now we're going to go back into bans. We're going to see a mid lane ban in the Zoe, another Gwen ban. Is that saying, is that to say that we're probably going to see just another tank in the top lane?
Well, the Tom Kench does, especially when he's farming Kench, does give you some flexibility. I would say we're just going to see some tank top lane focus on getting the Senna ahead. The Zoe ban is interesting.
Zoe ban. I want to see a Yasuo ban here. It's going to be
Vex.
a Vex ban. All right, let's get some of that Sigma energy.
This I would assume to be another.
See the Yasuo pick.
This will probably be another top lane ban. But ooh, the Ori. Okay, mages are back apparently.
Mages are. Oh yeah, absolutely. Control mages. This season for the LEC, the LCK, and the LCS. Very common. Oh, and we're gonna see a Veigar pick
coming off his buffs
for the mid lane. Shout out to all 4 of you Veigar mains. There is your champion is being played in the CSL. And what does blue side want to respond with here as a counter to the Veigar?
Yeah, getting rid of the Orianna and the Vex and the Zoe, that does make sense considering if they knew they were going to Veigar the Syndra, yeah.
And the Syndra is going to come in, provide
Battle
some
of the Purple.
CC. Battle of the Purple. Okay, let's see if it were purple, or whatever Eric Andre says.
Now, assuming this isn't a Syndra top, I don't know what to think anymore with the Victor being flex top, but...
And, oh, the Darius top
yep.
lane. Alright, so he's like, this is Penn State saying, I did not enjoy you wailing on me in the top lane, even though you lost that lane. I just don't want to play a tank anymore, so I'm gonna run and scream at you. He's got that Clash of Clans shout going on. That
yeah, and he does offer a nice bit of frontline too. He didn't need a pure tank because you have the Tom.
And we're gonna see the Camille answer into the Darius. Alrighty, so a bit of a interesting team composition for UNC. I feel like the playmaking ball is definitely in PSU's favor for the early game. Very interested to see how this top lane goes. Who do you think wins this top lane? Evenly matched, if players are evenly matched.
Assuming the skill level is matched, I would lean towards the Camille. At least just maybe 1v1s post 6 would be a little more interesting, but early on the Camille can kind of abuse him.
Righty. This late game team fights though, the Bard cage, the Vigard cage, excuse me, combined with the Bard ult, can used effectively can really help UNC single out some targets and divide team fights up pretty well.
And we have 3 infinitely scaling champions with Senna, Bard, and Vigor.
Buckle up, boys! It's the start of the season.
Late game
team comps, late game team comps are the bread and butter of any early season. So we will see you guys shortly. Thanks for tuning into the draft. Let's get ready for another Penn State victory. Am I right? Woohoo! See you soon.
So I've got my essay written, and I've been working on it for about a week. So now I'm going to show you how I use Grammarly to edit. Okay, so here's my essay, and I'm going to click through Grammarly suggestions in the right panel.
Welcome back to the game, friends. We are in the load-in screen. What are your thoughts on these runes and summoner spells, Runk?
First of all, I love the Tom Kench skin, but it is interesting to see that if you notice, UNC's support is playing Jhin and their ADC is playing Bard.
Oh, I see.
And that was interesting to me because as I was looking at op.gg between games here, their ADC has actually been playing supports in his games, and their support has been playing ADCs in his games.
So it's more like they're on roll this game.
Yes, as far as what they've been playing this season in games, they are playing what they have been.
Alright, two
we
bot
did get-
laners that understand.
Yeah, we did get the aggressive Camille runes, Ignite and TP.
With a ghost for the Darius. You love to see it. Alright, so normal 5-point coming in for UNC on the red side now. And blue side stacking the bot jungle. They're going to force those recalls though. Get back out onto the map.
Is the Predator Vigar as well.
Predator Vigar is the most successful Vigar rune page right now.
Plus, he looks hilarious when he's running fast.
Mega waddles. Almost like he's imitating Bard.
The other thing I had noticed is the last two champions that the UNC's jungler had played was the Jhin Zhao, which we saw last game, and the Jarvan.
Two most meta junglers right now. Perhaps Viego could be included in that conversation. That's not going to matter. Diana's going to smite that early buff, get these clears going fast.
And it does look like it's going to be the full clear for Diana. Sometimes you skip those Krugs, go right to the Raptors and path topside, but it looks like she'll do the full clear.
And it is the farming Tom Kench, of course, as the items show, and as the CS shows. Bard secures brush control, going to take a good trade onto the Tom Kench right there.
Yeah, farming Kench can be kind of difficult with a Bard Jhin, just because Jhin can save that fourth shot and prevent you from coming up to take the CS.
Darius going in for a trade. He's going to get smacked back by the Camille. We're going to flash over to bot side, though, because Senna's going to get rooted. And Jhin unleashing his fourth shot onto the Tom Kench. Going to take him low, but Tom Kench is going to use those biscuits to try and heal up fast.
See, here's Jhin sitting on that fourth shot, just making sure the Kench doesn't try to walk up.
Absolutely. Darius, he is getting ganked. Here comes the Ignite from the Camille. She's going to knock him down. Oh, the Darius flashes, drags him under tower. It's not quite enough for the Camille.
Get her?
Is the bleed going to get her? Jarvan can't finish her off. He walks out from under tower. And it looks like there is going to be no trade in the top side. Very scary for both teams there.
You get both summoners off the Darius, and Camille does still have the TP.
She did burn Ignite, though. A lot bloodier of her game. Senna is going to be taken from 75 to about 1/3 of her health.
Starting to think this guy should have been playing ADC last game.
Senna trying to stack up those souls. Senna is going to be real annoying. And for the first time of the game, we get a flash over to mid lane. Doesn't matter. We're going right back to bot lane. Still very frequent trading going on down here.
Camille did use the TP.
And here's this repeat gank from the Jarvan. They know Darius doesn't have his flash. He's going to try and trade on Camille, but he realizes he's done for. Gets all the stacks on the Camille. Doesn't matter. She's going to walk away.
The Camille shield is brutal for Darius early on, especially when she gets right on top of you. It's hard to get the sweet spot on your Q.
Absolutely, absolutely. That can be pretty annoying.
It's like the Jhin is respecting the fact that they don't know where Diana is, which is why they're starting to let Tom come up a little farther.
Yeah, Diana just trying to reach that level 6 super fast. Syndra lands the stun on Vigar under tower. Cannot do that much damage though. Vigar is going to throw out a cage. Syndra does a good job of attempting to dodge. She is going to get hit by that Q though. Vigar getting stacks on stacks in this mid lane.
Tom is doing a pretty good job using the Q to farm. It's only down by 6.
I was going to bring that up. Tom Very difficult to farm into this lane. Jhin does not have a great time into tanks, but Tom is not that tanky early on.
No,
Not,
especially without his E.
not tanky enough to mitigate that Jhin. Now they're going to crash this wave bot and going to get some vision in the river. Still trying to figure out where that Diana is.
You can see now, though, with Jarvan the bot side, they're willing to play a little more aggressive. I would imagine they back here. Neil does have a nice wave building here, and Jarvan is making his way top. We could see a dive attempt.
Alrighty. Diana trying to look for a lane gank up here. She's
Yep,
coming in
there's
through
the
lane.
ping in.
She knows the Jarvan's around here too. Jarvan really camping this top side. This will be his third time showing up. Looks like
Neil
they've
does
taken
have
the bait.
ult.
Camille has ult. Darius heals, but it's not a lot. Diana comes in late. Camille is going to be able to slay the Darius, but Diana trades for the Jarvan.
I think if Diana went in a little early, they might not have needed to have Darius die, but
Absolutely. Tom does a good job of tanking up that damage. Senna going to hit them and heal Tom with Q.
they do get the ignite out of the Bard there.
That is a big deal. That's what we call effective Q usage, when you're able to hit them and heal your teammate.
Senna does
at
have
the same
cleanse.
time.
Senna
She
has
is just
cleanse, and I would assume she actually managed to cleanse a W from the Jhin with the ignite. Obviously, if you cleanse, it clears ignite.
Yes, it does. I learned that when Captain Flowers went off on Sword Art, being paid his millions
Oh,
in
Sword Art.
his first game on TSM is unable. We're going to see some contest for the Skull Crab, and Senna is actually able to steal it away with an auto attack, even with a lot of UNC in the area.
That just feels terrible for the jungler there.
Well, that will
Especially when he
ensure-
probably would have pinged 6 off that.
Well, that will ensure that Penn State Blue is going to take this first Ocean Drake. Oh, good Senna tonight.
Oh.
Good awareness to cancel that recall from the Bard.
The longer they can keep them in lane here, the better. Obviously, Senna with her heal and Bard heal can't quite compete with that.
Not quite. Oh, Syndra might be in some trouble here. She's chained. She flashes out.
Wow.
She's able to throw the Jarvan out, and she's still looking for him. She walks up. Vigar just doesn't have the damage to take her out. He flashes forward. He's going to get the ult, though.
Oh, he's
And
gonna go
Syndra bit
down.
off a little bit more than she can chew, but the minions are going to finish off Vigar in the mid lane. Took one tower shot too many. Oh, it is
again-
a bloodbath here in game 2.
Again, waiting for a little too long there by the Vigar. He really wanted to get that bonus damage on his ult.
But he flashed in too far, taking 2 tower shots instead of 1. And 2 is more than 1. 2 deals more damage than 1. And in the end, Vigar is dead.
And the CS lead in mid is comical.
It is very Syndra favored. Jarvan just did not have the damage to even go up into the Syndra. Syndra did not give a care in the world about Jarvan being about Vigar and Jarvan being there. She looked up to kill the Jarvan, he escapes, and she just walks back and makes Vigar pay for his aggression. Both teams slowing down here. Still a gold lead for Penn State, but only about 800 gold right now. Let's see where that gold lead is. Diana with a 200 gold lead, and Syndra with about a 200 gold lead. Bard looks for something in the mid lane using that portal to trade, but to no avail.
And you can see the power of the fasting Senna there. Senna is only
Oh,
100
Vigar.
gold down.
Vigar pops the Predator. He's going to get the root on her. Syndra is now trapped in the Jarvan ult, and it takes him a while to get her, but when Syndra has no ult, she can't do anything. So Vigar, gonna pass on that kill to the Jarvan.
I'm not sure why you give that to Jarvan there. I would think you would want to get that gold onto the
Oh,
Vigar.
and now
but they
Diana's
are going to get
caught
picked.
out. She's gonna get caged. She goes for the control one over, and she's gonna get the the Sentinel comes in from downtown, and Diana, she flashes forward to finish off the Jarvan. It's a clown fiesta here in this game. It is bloody, and both teams are battered. But right now, it's Diana coming out on top with the 3-0
Bard's going to chase the Diana
kills.
in the jungle.
Diana is running away. She should have some dashes coming up real soon. Maybe she seeks for an execute.
He
No,
could
she goes
easily
back
burst
in.
him.
She procs a W shield, and Bard realizes he might have bitten off more than he can chew. He stuns her, and she walks away. She takes the Raptors. Oh, but now
Jhin
Jin's
is in
coming up.
position.
Diana now
Can he hit the W?
realizes she might have bit off more than she can chew. She goes back in again, and here comes Syndra. She's in the lane. Diana burning down. It's not going to finish her off, though. And Syndra comes back just in time to save the Diana, to deter any more aggression from UNC.
It is a roller coaster of emotions.
Well, while these teams are fighting in mid lane, Penn State is going to get the bot side advantage, claiming a lot of plates. Darius getting ready with that grab. With the grab down.
Darius is
Camille's going in. Jarvan is just saying, hey, I'm here too. And Camille is going to obliterate that Darius. Alright, Syndra sees the activation of Predator from the Vigar. He's coming in. Bard with the portal and the stun. Syndra's dealing so much damage to him, but he just can't finish it off. Now she's locked in the trap. She follows it up with a Q to take down the Bard. And now Jarvan is just going to walk alongside her, hand over the kill on the Syndra to the Tahm Kench. Now bot lane feels like they're going to dive. Tahm Kench tanking the turret. The Jin's exhausted. Syndra is going to, Senna is going to finish him off with Q. Tahm Kench gets out scot-free. It is truly a clown fiesta. 6-6 the scoreline, though. Gold lead in favor of Penn State, only by a little bit more than the K. Now Diana's going in for the 1v1. Walks straight through lane. She is able to stun, or Vigar rather, is a he, is able to stun the Diana, and she does not feel like chasing with that Jarvan so close by and her ult being down. Can we get a moment to catch our breath here? We have a very close gold game. Maybe it's the bias in me. I want to say Penn State has the momentum lead. Certainly everywhere but the top lane. This Darius is not having a fun time.
No, but this Diana is going to be frightening here. She has the Hex Tech. I believe it's called the Proto Belt now, not the Rocket Belt.
Well, I believe that is correct. Bard spotted out here.
Looks like the Herald is getting started up.
Syndra coming up to assist with that. Vigar ping's missing. They know what's going on, and they're just going to trade first Herald for Drake. I like this from Penn State. They don't need the next Drake. It's only the red team's first dragon. However, with the game so close, securing that first tower or getting those extra turret plates could mean a lot. However, they're going to have to drop it pretty fast. It doesn't look like they're actually going to get turret plates with it because it's almost 14 minutes, but Diana's over at their prom.
We just saw the Cloud Drake is the next one, so that's going to be our Soul, which kind of takes Soul Point off as a win condition.
I don't
it's
know
not as bad as
I
it
think
used to be.
Cloud Drake is underrated right now.
It is definitely stronger than it was. It is still not... It's not getting disabled like a certain map is.
The map not to be named. Alright, according to League of Graphs, Cloud Soul is actually not the worst dragon. Do you have a guess on what the worst dragon is?
Well,
we'll follow that up later as Jarvan is going in. He's going to have to flash out. He bit off more than he can chew. The Tahm Kench swallows the center, gets her out to safety. But Diana is still caught. She's going to get shut down. Ignite is down. Senna uses the ult way too late. Oh no, and here comes Camille on the backside. It's a tragedy. It's an absolute tragedy. Finally, a TP is used. The Camille ult comes super late. Tahm Kench can't escape. He's still in the cage. He's not tanky enough, and all 5 members in the bot lane are going to clean up 3 members of Penn State.
This Camille is huge right now.
Yeah, that was a very, very big play. The Senna ult coming out just a little too late, not able to save the Diana. And that just feels like a tragedy for Penn State. because their nearing 2k gold lead is going to get even right back out to 0, and all the momentum is on UNC's side right now.
Unfortunately, Darius cannot get the first tower.
That's absolutely true. And the Herald that they gave up second Drake for is also unable to claim that tower. UNC with a good response.
Yeah, if you're UNC after last game, this is about as good as you can ask for. You're still down in gold, partly because of that fasting Senna. I didn't quite get to finish touching on that before. But she's close to even in gold with Jin despite having 16 CS.
Certainly feels bad. Diana giving that shutdown gold over after being 3-0, now 3-1.
I believe it did go on to the Vygar.
Which is not what you want to see. UNC has a couple shutdowns on themselves now for the first time of the night. Camille with 150 gold bounty, Vygar with 150 gold bounty as well. Still stacking them quite fast. Vygar with the Everfrost build. I like it. Oh, Syndra taking Jin down to almost 0 health. I was not expecting that amount of damage.
The Gale Force just bailed him out of that.
Yeah, Jin walking away with barely any life. Oh, he is spotted out by a blue ward. Are we going to see a Senna ult?
Senna...
I do not believe Senna has ult. She does not have ult. So, no snipe from the Senna there. Diana pinging Vygar. He's been seen. Vygar might go for a cage. The Everfrost comes out. Diana gonna dodge the W though by taking the willing full stun. Clearing out vision in this bot side jungle. I think both teams want to fight over this next Drake. The Clown Fiesta has slowed down, but I expect it to pick right back up as soon as an objective's on the map. Just not a lot to do at the moment for either of these two teams.
And it looks like the top laners are going to stay in lane, Camille without the TP, so Darius is just going to stay and match her.
Absolutely, that Ghost not coming in a whole bunch of use right now because Darius is not able to utilize it. Camille going in for a massive trade.
Yeah, that was what I was concerned about in the draft.
And she's going in again. Darius grabs her as she dashes to no avail though. Vygar now in the bot lane, caught Tom Kench on the tower. He's going to take some damage. Turns around the Q. Senna is going to heal him up.
I am not sure why he recast his E there instead of just letting his health regen from that on the Tom.
You never know, you know? If I knew, I would be on the pro team. But Matt I would be on Penn State, but
oh, it's so Senna can get her healing stats up, obviously.
Well, who am I to judge our savior Ruck in the bot lane? Darius getting traded on again. Now he grabs under tower, but Camille has Ignite. She's going to ult him under tower, and Camille walks away. Still over 50% HP. This Darius is just getting clapped right now, and I don't think Penn State has a side lane answer that they can throw up there.
No, he got stuck on weak side, and strong side is not winning as hard as they need to even that out. We're going to have a vision fight.
Sides fighting for vision down here.
Oh no, that fight gave time for the Camille to come up with TP too.
Uh-oh. Camille now has TP. Going to be a disadvantage. Darius is running bot lane.
Flanking by the Vygar.
Oh, but Diana has found out Vygar. He's going to use his Everfrost and his cage, though. He is going to get out. They might want to look for more.
That draws two people off the Drake.
Red team does claim the Drake, though. Syndra stunned and rooted up. The Bard ult is going to hit the Tom Kench, and it looks like he's just going to be sacrificial lamb. No, Syndra with the ult. Oh, and Jarvan just gets popped. Now the momentum
Tom's going to have the knockout.
Favor. Bard knocked out of his portal, and Vygar is caught now. And that's a big shutdown. Now, unfortunately, Penn State is going to lose the Syndra, but I believe that shutdown went on to Diana, who is just snowballing really hard right now.
Yeah, they had taken her back out of the game by shutting down that bot lane fight, but it goes right back over to her, and she's very dangerous. Once again, probably the back is going to give her her next item. Looks like it's going to be Hourglass.
Alrighty, Penn State keeping up this siege. They want to claim this tower. They're still in the gold lead, but
Bard
want it to be a little bit more. Here comes the Jinal. Camille's in there. Darius heals a little bit off the queue, and now Tom Kench is frontlining. Bard unable to root him up as no terrains around him, and Penn State, after burning those abilities, is deciding that, well, there's people respawn. We probably don't want to keep up this siege any much longer. So
I hate to say it about the Darius, but he luckily did not get a kill in that whole fight, so his gold will not reset.
Does it not reset with assists?
It does not. It requires a kill. You could be 0-20 and have 50 assists. Your gold will not reset without a kill.
It's a pro strategy then.
Yes, it's strategic inting.
Understood.
Not gonna
Senna now
hand the red
getting-
buff off to Senna.
No, Senna is doing what a lot of what I love to see from Senna's in the mid game. They say, all right, we don't have as much lane presence right now, so what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna follow around the jungler whenever she's on the bot side of the map and pick up some souls, because you can get a lot of souls from raptors and krugs and such.
Yes, jungle camps have an increased drop chance.
Yes. So I love to see that from this Senna. Is it possible that we can see how many stacks she's at?
That blue buff is teetering on reset.
Pro strats.
They know exactly where to put it.
Alrighty, now let's take a look again at our gold lead. Penn State still with the nice gold lead, and I have to think that comes mostly from CS. Diana, almost 70 CS above Jarvan, close to 60.
Yeah,
And
we're
then-
approaching Flame Horizon territory there.
Absolutely, you love to see it. Diana, she has 4 stacks on her ring right now.
Yeah, I believe it is 7 or 8 to make it gold efficient for the Magi's.
Oh. Max 10, correct?
Yes, max on the ring is 10. I believe after its nerf, I want to say it's 8 stacks is efficient to upgrade.
I understand. Bard looking to secure some vision in jungles here.
He's got his friends,
Once
the
again,
Meeps, to keep him company.
Not a lot to do. It seems like both teams have realized that, wow, we kind of had a Clown Fiesta in the early game, and then since the second Drake spawned, oh, let me hold that. Diana comes back behind the Camille, but the Camille just wants out. Getting good damage out on the Diana, but not wanting to take that 2v1. Because of that, though, UNC is going to push into Penn State's topside jungle, secure even more vision.
Senna is going to
Jarvan
have
sees
her...
the Senna backing under here.
Oh.
Vygar's going to Predator. They're diving. Syndra just has not a chance in the world. She is blown up by that Vygar. And that's the price you pay for when UNC sees multiple members of Penn State bot side. They know they have the freedom to do that.
Tell you what, the Jarvan is very behind on CS, but he is definitely having an impact here. He's got 11 KP out of the 12.
That is what you love to see as a Jarvan player. Or as a person with Jarvan on your team, setting you up for those kills, for those combos.
Senna about to get her Mana Mune. It's going to be another spike. I did see in the chat calling the Senna build troll. I wouldn't say it's troll. I would say Sunderer is probably a good decision here into a Jarvan and a Camille.
Now both teams fighting over bot side river control. That Drake is spawning very soon, and Darius is going to get caught out by a trap, followed up from CC from the Jhin. He's shielded up with the Sentinel.
Giant
a
damage
whole
on
lot.
Camille.
Giant damage onto Camille. The Sentinel hits them all. Now Diana's in the midst. A Bardow is going to come in and try and slow down the fight, but it doesn't land on the Diana. Now the Diana's chasing the Jarvan, and it's not going to result in a kill, but Penn State is able to turn back what looked like such a good setup from UNC. Turns into tragedy as they lose 2 of their members and have to walk away from that Drake after burning their CC there on the Darius.
Camille will lose her shutdown.
Camille blown up, Bard chased down as well. Unfortunate. That Bard ult didn't catch more people, but I don't think they would have turned it anyway. Now Diana runs right back up bot side, sees Jarvan, and Jarvan says, "Alright, you can have that Scuttle Crab. I didn't want it anyway." And Diana's going to take it.
Penn just making sure mid lane is clear of all wards.
This gold lead, only 1K for Penn State. It's still anyone's game, and once again, the later this game goes, the less that gold difference means.
Yeah, especially with the Vigar stacks and Bard stacks not being taken into account. Obviously, Senna is also stacking, but Vigar stacks tend to add up even quicker in the late game.
Absolutely. Gold is up on the stream. And let's check out where those gold leads lie. Vigar, actually, with a 700 gold lead in the mid lane. He's got that big shutdown gold. Oh, Darius might be in trouble of getting dove himself. He flashes out. He does have to burn flash. And Diana says, "Alright, you guys are top side. Let's go in on your bot side." And Camille is going to die again after such a dominant early game, dying 2 quick times in a row. But they're going to re-dive bot side. Darius is going to fall to the Jarvan. Vigar's taking quite low. Tom Kench walking after him. He's going to flash exhaust. He's going to flash exhaust, and the Senna snipe shuts him down. That's a huge shutdown going on. We have a little pause of this stream, but the fight's still going on. 2v3. Penn State steps up. They're going to have to Bard all out. UNC is, that is. Now Diana's coming. She's hunting. She's going to get the speed buff from the Diana.
That's an
Vigar
ego
backing
right
in a very Jarvan backing in a very dangerous spot. And they know he's low, he's chunked out. Penn State's going to turn back onto the Baron. Gotta love that play. Jin ult comes out. Tom Kench is going to have to try and tank that all up. Does not matter, they just do not have the damage. They should have fight. Oh, Camille's coming.
Camille gets knocked out of her dash.
They're just going to turn on the fight. They're going to say, "We'll take one of you. We'll take you all. You cannot take this Baron away from us."
The Jin.
Blue team barely gets it, and Jin just realizes this is the death knell. I have to go for it, even though the kill score is so close, or now tied rather with that Jin death. Penn State has now taken their gold lead up to almost 5K.
And you can see, I mean, Tom on his own has a 1600 gold lead.
Tom Kench with that massive gold lead. Senna, 6-1-5, 500 gold shutdown. Diana now with her 400 gold shutdown after giving up a shutdown earlier in the game.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Interesting, we are even on towers still.
That is true.
Egger's going to delay that cannon with his E.
See, like I said, I still think the game, even though it's Penn State favored with this Baron buff, once that Baron wears off, a good Vigar cage, a good CC, this game is still in anyone's hands.
They need to get onto this Senna. It's really the only way. And you're hoping your Jarvan can do it or your Camille can do it, but we saw what happened to Camille last time. She got Syndra stunned out of her E.
Which is huge. It's hard to go in 1v5, but in the mayhem of a team fight with comps like these teams have, hard to say whether anyone will be able to keep their composure. These teams are just having the clown fiesta that this game has been.
Senna has her rapid fire now. You can see her almost
Sniping
outranging
target.
towers.
Yeah.
With their normal autos, definitely can with the empowered ones. Obviously
All right,
that
Diana,
charge.
yeah, find Camille. Camille wants the Diana. She gets a good trade. Diana uses the shield. She has the waves to back her up. Darius is coming up. Oh, and here's all of Penn State. Camille's going to have to leg grab her way out. Tom Kench caught in the cage. He could not care less. Vigar with the Predator active. His cage isn't up. Darius misses the grab, and both teams are just staring at each other right now. No one's the wiser.
You got Senna building her lethality, and it's just doing huge damage because no one has armor other than the Jarvan boots.
You definitely love to see it as a Senna, keeping those stacks up. Unless Vigar can land a cage on someone other than the Tom Kench. This is just going to be So hard to take fights. Vygar does have a ring of his own now. Only 1 stack on it.
Be interested to see if Diana is going to risk the Medjais. Obviously, 10 stacks definitely gold efficient, but
Oh, Jarvan's caught out here. This looks terrible. He's going to flash out. He's going to flag a drag. He might actually escape. Diana's going to use her E to the minion. Doesn't have the
Vhagar
recast.
gets the cage.
Uh-oh, now Diana's caught in the cage. She's going to have to stopwatch to dodge. Bardock comes out, but it only hits the Tom Kench. Vygar doing a little dance in the mid lane. No team's just not willing to go in. They don't step up. Jarvan caught out there. He's going to be taken low. And Penn State has the shove in mid, obviously, with Baron, so they're going to get their 3rd Drake here. I believe we never finished our conversation from earlier of what actually is the worst Drake based on win percentages. So can you guess number 1?
number 1, I am a big fan of Mountain.
Mountain actually is number 1 with an 89% win rate. Chemtech Drake is 2nd, however, the Chemtech Drake is 2nd, but we're not going to get to finish that as Tom is diving tower. He W's in. He's going to get Senna shielded. Oh, and the Vygar takes him out! He didn't E. He wasn't expecting the damage. Penn State gets the turn.
Oh no.
Oh, but Diana's going to get caught by the cage. There's a Gore Drinker here from the Jarvan. He's low. He's going to get shut down. The Diana's going to get shut down. Darius is rooted. Here comes the Jarvan ult. Can it slow anyone? Bard flashes forward, misses, though. Oh, and Senna now can step up. She does massive damage. She's 3
Vygar, why are you alone?
She takes the cage. Vygar's alone. Oh no, Darius has fallen down. Senna's now rooted by the Jarvan. She's going to use her Q to heal, and she just 1v1s the
Oh my gosh!
the Jhin very well up. Camille is able to shut down the Senna as soon as she hops on him. And Syndra just doesn't have the cooldowns to take out the Camille. What a fight. An 18 to 18. 4 for 4. What a crazy fight. Syndra actually was out of mana there. It was either mana or cooldown. She just did not want to stick around. And neither did Camille with such low health.
That fight also has reminded me we were at the part of the game where I mentioned that UNC is refusing to buy Grievous on anyone. So Senna is just free to heal.
Which is really what let her step up so aggressively in that fight. She just auto for auto'd the Jhin and demolished him. And this Senna is terrifying. A little bit of an overstep there from Penn State is what caused the what I believe the University of North Carolina to actually get those kills. Because Penn State was so strung out.
Obviously, the not using the E on the Kench. Definitely a mistake.
That was massive Vygar damage, however. But with the deaths of Vygar, he's going to lose those stacks. He actually has sold the ring now.
Yeah, and Diana has done the same with hers.
Yeah, instead going to be working towards that Void Staff.
Interesting, the Senna has opted for the Ward Stone as her final item, unless she's going to sell her support item, but I believe you can't have the Ward Stone without the support item.
Very interesting indeed, Vision. Such a big game here, however. Bard dominating the Vision game in this match. Hard for the top.
He is, but if you look at the bot lane totals between the Senna and the Kench, it's about even.
Oh, absolutely it is.
It actually is exactly even.
Yeah. Wow. What do you know?
There's a bit of a vision gap going on with jungle.
We are 33 minutes into this game, but it feels like this war has been waging for an hour. Penn State wants to secure that Baron vision again. They're going to need another Baron if they want to go as aggressive as they were just a couple minutes ago.
You'll see Bard is just sitting there making sure, even though they have a control ward on it, that Penn State is not. He's using his shrines actually to get temporary vision there.
Ah, I see.
And Darius says, I'll take those. You have Vygar level 16, that ult is going to hurt no matter who he uses it on.
Absolutely, we saw the damage that it did to the Tom Kench. I'd say, oh, the Jhin traps slow down the Darius and the Tom Kench. Darius
is
is
gonna go
actually
in
going
though.
to go through the portal. He has Ghost active. He's going to grab the Bard. The Penn State team isn't there, though. Tom Kench going to blind W in. And they
Huge
just burst
Diana
him.
ult there.
Diana ult going to land. She's going to get rooted by the Jhin, though. They use the blast cap to escape, and Penn State should just turn right back onto this Baron.
Camille does have TP, but I don't think a man down, even if it's only your support, I don't think you go in here. Vigar needs to be careful here.
Oh, I think this might be the death knell for UNC. They are desperate. However, Camille getting a good trade onto Syndra. She actually has to flash out. So she does not want to take that 1v1 against Camille unless she's under tower. Tom Kench waddling menacingly towards the Jarvan. He's going to land this slow just to let him know that he is the Lick King. And now they're going to go to this bottom side river with the Baron buff active. Claiming that soul going to be big. UNC has to make their stand here. I don't think they'll get another chance.
So interesting with this soul, if Penn State is to get it here, the Tom changes in this patch made it so now when he eats someone, he actually gets a speed boost instead of a speed nerf. So along with that and the Cloud Soul, that could be very hilarious.
Tom Kench actually just took down the Vigar shield. They don't know that UNC is actually in here, but they're going to go in on the Darius again. It didn't work the first fight. They're going to try and make it work the second. There's a big Vigar cage, but Diana goes gold. Oh no, she's in the backline. She's melting the backline. Camille is the one that has to go gold, and they're just going to run him down.
And Darius is 4-7, just like that.
Darius, he did his job as the person that baited the engage from UNC, and now Tom's going to tank up the turret, and Penn State is going to end here.
Yep.
Big death timers on the whole team for UNC. Baron buff, they have one wave. That's all they need.
Bard has finally bought Grievous. I'm not going to say that's the only reason they lost, but
9 seconds on the Jarvan. It's not going to matter. And Penn State is going to take this series 2-0. GG's. Penn State solidifies themselves ahead of University of North Carolina. Yes. Yes, it is a best-of-3 victory. Alrighty, let's hop into this post-game lobby.
I think we're going to see some pretty impressive Senna numbers here.
Yeah, can we throw these graphs on the stream? Let's throw these graphs on the stream here. Oh, yeah, and as I expected, I'll let you guys take a look at it for yourselves here.
Yeah, with no armor, that Senna lethality with the Eclipse is huge.
Yes, that Senna certainly taking over the game. The Vigar scrapped and fought and tried to bring his team back into it, but they just did not have the team fight set up that the comp that Penn State drafted would falter to. It was a very good team comp from Penn State, or at least they utilized it very well in setting up these fights.
Yeah, UNC had the tools with Camille and Jarvan to get on top of the Senna, but Penn State just would not let them. Diana doing a great job disrupting the backline. Tom obviously getting in the way of everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, it has been a pleasure casting with you, Runk. I am Maddie B. And my co-host, the ever so famous, very talented Runk. Thank you for joining us on tonight's stream, and tune in next time to see Penn State Blue smack some more. Have a good night, guys.